And a very good morning to you. This is Newsline Live. We're broadcasting from the News First studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And this morning, we thought we'll take a break from our routine of current affairs and politics and just focus on something that's very, very current and something that is on everybody's mind. And that is, of course, the novel coronavirus that is going on. And we've got here a very important man whose phone is non-stop. And you know why when I tell you that he's the Director General of Health Services in Sri Lanka. And he's right here with us, Dr. Anil Jayasinghe. Very good morning to you, Dr. Anil.
Very good morning. Thank you so much.
So your phone must be terribly busy.
Yes,
you get calls
correct.
from all over the place.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Anil, can you tell us how prepared are we as a country and as our medical service to cope with the breakout of this virus in our country?
Yeah, it's like this now. We have a good public health system in this country.
Right.
I mean, for so many decades.
Yeah.
So, and we have come across various disasters and, you know, diseases similar to coronavirus, present coronavirus. So, therefore, it doesn't take so long for us to, you know, get the preparedness level up. And also, it's just a matter of identifying what it is, the problem. And then we, of course, have a dialogue with the WHO, you know, because this is a global phenomena, right? And then we have our experts in every area of concern.
Right.
So therefore we put up this expertise, we put up the experience, and we have the dialogue with WHO and other resource sources, and that's it.
In practical terms, what does this mean? Does it mean that a person living in Polonnaru
Yes.
and a person living in Tangol and a person living in Mayangana will all be able to get immediate medical help rather than having to come to Colombo?
Well, it's like this now. This virus, you know, this is from family of coronavirus. We had MERS, we had SARS. I mean, the
different
globally,
viruses.
and they are all from this coronavirus. This is
Right.
called novel coronavirus 2019.
Right.
So now, when you compare with those coronaviruses, the virulence, the deadly, you know, factor is less, much less than.
Also, it's
that of
not as
those.
potent as some of the others.
That's right. So, but you know, there is, you know, since this is sort of somewhat spreading, and also I see some kind level of panic is also going on here as well, everywhere, and so therefore that's there. But also now with regard to this virus, now you say that a person living in wherever, how they get to this system, right? So one thing is, first we have to identify, diagnose, right?
How
We have
easy
to
is that?
suspect.
How easy is
No,
that?
well, it's like this. A person has to, you know, present herself or himself with some symptoms, right? And when it comes to symptoms, they are very common symptoms like, you know, cough and cold, you know, the
slight temperature.
temperature, this and that. And some people get, you know, shortness of breath, right? So this is where, you know, people, how people present. So, but then every, you know, fever patient, we can't consider them as, you know, coronavirus.
Right.
So, you know, doctor would see this patient, and if there's some suspicion, then they they used to move to IDH Colombo, right? But now that not to say that it's everywhere, but then as a system we have to get organized. Therefore, we have, other than IDH Colombo, Angoda, we have declared 12 more hospitals.
Right.
These hospitals also are prepared to receive suspected patients. So then they say if it is Badulla, Provincial General Hospital Badulla, they will have isolation, they will have consultants.
So in all these hospitals we have facilities for isolation.
Yes, they have to. I mean, it's not a very big thing, right? And
what do you do? Take a room and just make it isolated?
Yes. Some hospitals do have permanently, right?
Purpose built.
Yeah, purpose built. And then of course you need personal protective equipment. We call PPE.
Right.
So
what does that involve?
It's about the N95 mask, right?
Mask, yeah.
Yeah, and then the full body kit sometimes, right? And the gloves, boots, all those things, right? So now we are sending them to these hospitals,
right?
And so therefore, then the healthcare workers are not scared, right? To sort of investigate them, and treat them. And then for specific blood test, they could send the blood sample to MRI, Medical Research Institute, Colombo.
Right.
When it comes to this specific test, which is called PCR, specific test for this novel coronavirus 2019, I'm happy to say that we developed this test about 3 days ago, and this test is available in this region only in Pune, Delhi and in Colombo. So we have gone that far. Of course, credit goes to one thing, MRI. There we have virologist Dr. Jude and the administration there. And of course, Professor Malik Piris from Hong Kong helped us.
Right.
So therefore, we can definitively say whether this is coronavirus or not. Otherwise, we
so now it's definitive.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long does this test take?
It's just a few hours.
It's just a blood test?
Yeah.
So, and it's available right across in all the base hospitals?
No, that test is available
only
at
here?
MRI.
Yeah. Right here. Okay.
So, but then preliminary tests are done in those hospitals.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And in this day and age, how quickly do the results come if a hospital in Mayangana wants to send MRI?
No, that one thing is traveling time, plus several hours, maybe up to 6 hours maximum.
Is it too complicated to have this test available in other centers?
It's somewhat difficult, and also, it's better that we concentrate this high-level test.
It's very specialist test.
Yeah, because not only that, you have to reconfirm. We don't do once. Because you have to do once again. Sometimes we send abroad to a reference lab. That's the usual practice.
Right. I see. So from that sort of aspect, we are covered.
Yes.
So it's available. No need to panic.
No.
And couple that with the 1919 ambulance service.
Yes. 1990.
1990. Then couple that and this, it's looking healthy.
That's what I said. Our system is strong.
Yeah.
So if we do things right, we should be somewhere,
While you're on this subject, can I also ask you, how's the waiting list doing for cardio matters?
That's of course is a bit of a problem. When it comes to you refer to bypass, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So that
because I know that
there is a waiting list, and it depends on the station. Colombo, it may be somewhat around 1 year.
Wow.
And what happened was, and we had terrible issue with the theaters in the Colombo hospital. You know, the repair was taken, and then the repair they didn't, you know, complete by deadline, and dragged with whatever pressure from us. So then that means, you know, we add people to a waiting list.
Right.
So that's why. But then in the meantime, we get some patients done at Jayawardhanapura, some number, and also bypass is not the only answer now, because as you know, stenting is there.
Indeed,
right?
indeed.
So those days, you know, all these patients were sent for bypass.
Right.
Now it's a minority going for bypass, majority going for stenting, and stents are given free of charge in the government.
By the government.
By the government.
And but the procedure is taking a long time, right? Because
Stenting, there is no long queue.
oh, okay.
Right? It's for bypass.
Okay.
Bypass takes time, and you can do one at a time.
So where you have these sort of blocks, if you like, forgive the word, but where you have blocks in the waiting list for bypass, have you all considered farming that out to the private sector?
Well,
Can you afford
it? No, we haven't actually. We tried really. I would say we tried. We discussed with private hospitals. We discussed with private hospital association, but the thing is, the price that they quote, you know, we couldn't. You know, if they came down little bit, you know, we would have definitely offered, because we told them something around 500,000 per case, you know,
Right.
flat rate.
Flat rate.
But then, you know, that those discussions didn't succeed. And in the meantime, also we were trying to get the government doctors to do bypass and other such surgeries after hours. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we are going to submit a cabinet paper on cataract and some other eye surgeries.
Things that are sort of in demand.
Yeah, because cataract, once again, you know,
Big waiting
yeah,
list.
you know, we don't cover fully. So though we do many, but still, you know, we have a gap. So we offer the consultants
Right.
to do after hours with some payment too. Of course, not a big payment, but
something above.
some payment to the consultant.
That's wonderful. Whilst I'm about to do my little number and invite people to send us questions, may I offer you to your drink, Ceylon tea.
Thank you.
Thanks to our colleagues at J.F. Jones Tea.
Thank you.
And here on Newsline Live, we encourage you to send us your questions by SMS 0772 300 305. That's wonderful. And here you go. This is the best of Ceylon tea from Jones. And cheers to that, Dr. Anil.
Yes.
It's brilliant. I love it. And I don't know why we've got a sugar pot here, because it's bad news.
Yeah, and it's
bad
better.
news for
It's better
diabetes.
without sugar.
It's better, isn't it? Should we take that away and put it here? No, bad.
Correct.
Hide it there. There you go. Bad news. Sugar's bad news for diabetes. Now then, Dr. Anil, back to this corona virus. How does one control it? You know, in this day and age when there are aircraft flying in and out of the country, travel in and out of so many countries, travelers are exposed to it. There are transit flights, all sorts of things, cargo planes. How does one begin to control this?
Yeah, it's a series of activities, and to begin with, we call surveillance.
Yeah.
And as you already know, probably what happens in Bandar Naik International Airport,
Yeah.
is that we screen, right? So we make use of thermal screening. So the body temperature,
Right.
depending on body temperature. So all the passengers have to line up and pass through these thermal scanners. We have placed actually we have placed four scanners at 3 sites, and there
Is at the airport?
yeah. And there's one access point only for Chinese, those passengers coming from China. And we have, in fact, detected suspected cases from this camera, right?
Where the temperature's high.
Temperature, it sounds and it shows on the screen. And then they are taken to a medical corner and taken to IDH Angoda.
Right.
So, and they are now, since of late, we started, we introduced a declaration from every passenger. We get their details, and then the where they are going to stay, say if it is a temporary stay or whatever, and then we have the system of medical officers of health in this country, some 300 odd divisions. So say, as you said, if this person goes to Mahiyangana, Mahiyangana medical officer of health will follow up,
He'll be alerted.
using public health inspector. In fact, they will go and see him, say every other day,
Right.
till this.
Now then, we've got various questions. One that is being asked by more than one person, and that is, does this test for this coronavirus, does the test show up at the beginning, or like dengue, does it have to be repeated?
No, it shows up, right? But then, as I said, we do several times, because we need to confirm. And also, we just started a few days ago.
Right.
You see, we didn't have this test. And, well, this virus is not very young, just 1 month old virus.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. What happens now when these people turn up from flight, from wherever, and you've detected a above average temperature, body temperature, and so on? They go to the IDH in Angoda. In the case of foreigners, who bears the cost?
Well, actually, in Sri Lankan health system, when it comes to foreigners, they have to bear the cost. But when it comes to the foreigner,
right.
But you can understand, in a situation like this, it's about public health. It's for that individual's benefit as well as benefit of society. So therefore, we are not hard and fast.
No hard and fast.
Yeah, because sometimes they can't afford.
If they can, they pay.
Yes, that's how it matters. Sometimes the payment get delayed and all that. So also I have to, now we are trying today whether we could do what do you call the geo-tracking. Yeah. So if it is successful, we will be implementing from today or tomorrow.
What does that mean?
That is, if you have the phone, you are the passenger, right? Then you carry the phone, wherever you go, we can track you.
Okay.
So that's geo-tracking. So with the consent of the passenger. Even now, of course, we do sort of in manual manner, as I told you.
Yeah.
So this is what you call for early identification of patients and quick diagnosis and quick treatment. That is how we control if there are going to be cases.
Now, if somebody is unfortunate enough to have contracted this strain of the coronavirus, the novel coronavirus 2019, as you said, if someone contracts this thing, what are the chances of recovery?
Very high.
Ah.
This is the thing,
Until this second, I thought it was disaster.
This is the thing. This is what has been created in the mindset of people.
I was coming to fake
now,
news
Now, for
later
example, just take this Chinese lady who is still at IDH. She's not bad.
No, she's
She's
recovered.
not bad.
And she tested positive to this
yes,
test?
yes.
Okay.
So that's why I said, virulence is low. But we can't take this for granted because anyway we have to control spread, right? So therefore,
Yeah.
we are careful. We don't say just don't care, right? We say, but then this is the fact, the virulence is lower than other coronavirus, family.
And how contagious is it, doctor?
Contagious. That is.
There's no two words about that.
Highly contagious. Mostly it's about person to person
How?
transmission.
By you sitting there and me sitting here, or if you
Talking
shake
to
hands?
each other, even talking to each other closely. It can be airborne. Through droplets and shaking hand.
Right.
I have my body fluid or even virus in my hand and can transmit to you. So therefore, here the crux of the matter is personal hygiene.
Oh.
That's number one.
Maybe this is why some presenters didn't turn up to work. Maybe they were frightened of passing it on.
Yeah.
We were missing somebody at Face the Nation the other day. I don't know. Maybe I must ask him. So it's very easily transmitted.
Yes.
That's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, that's worrying. That's why we educate people.
Right. As we're coming towards the end of the program, even though we are several minutes away, could you tell us what to do and what not to do in terms of this? A list of do's and don'ts. Do this, but don't do that.
For public, right? For public, right? Now, actually, we advise people to, as much as possible to refrain from going into public gatherings.
Right.
You see, that is one thing. If you have unnecessary, gatherings, you may even postpone during this, but not essential ones, right? And then also, not to get into close contacts,
Right.
right?
So if you see a lift that's full of people,
yeah, I know.
You take the
but
next lift.
Yeah, and if you can take
take the
steps,
stairs.
that's anyway,
There you go, Faraz. There's always
anyway
the
healthy
stairs.
way. Yeah,
the healthy way.
Not only for corona.
Dear me. Right, okay. But also, would you advise people not to keep sending horrible videos around on Facebook and so on?
Definitely. I think some of them are fake, definitely.
Yeah, because not a lot of people know how to check if it's true or false.
Definitely.
And all they're doing is just doing this and saying forward.
Yeah.
And it goes. And then panic sets in.
Yeah, I know. Some people, from morning to evening, their job is
Sending messages.
sending messages.
I'm glad
I
you
don't know
said
what
that.
they are doing, whether they are working. If
see?
you are working, you don't have time to do this.
Yes. I know that a lot of our viewers will agree with what you say, because you get all sorts of stuff here, and sometimes it's rather a pain.
Yeah.
Because the telephone is one of the most intrusive things ever. Because what other thing? Now, if, for example, we're live, we're having a discussion. No one, even if somebody knocks on your door, if you don't tell them to come in, they probably leave you alone. But your telephone on the desk, the minute it rings, you do that and you answer. It's very intrusive. And of course, with these things, you can put it on silent.
Yeah.
But you can't stop people sending you messages, and,
That's
and then panic will set in.
That's right. That's right.
So is that one of your controlling advices? Don't forward.
Definitely. You can log into WHO website and see what's going on. You can log into Ministry of Health website and see what's. You can log into epidemiology unit website and see. I mean, that is, this is verifiable,
And how effective are these masks?
That's it. Now, we don't say not to wear. We can't say not to wear. That's your personal choice.
On
right?
my drive from Mount Luvini to here,
Yeah.
along Marine Drive, I must tell you that I didn't spot one person, and the car wasn't going that fast. So on the left-hand side, on the seaside, people walking and doing all their usual numbers. I didn't see one, not one mask.
Yeah, and not necessarily.
Right.
That you wear, you should wear a mask.
Right.
You see, the thing is, I know in especially in East Asia, there's habit of wearing mask in mass numbers.
But
right?
that's because, isn't
Yeah.
that because the air pollution in their cities is quite high?
Yeah, it started off from air pollution. Now it has become a habit, even when it comes to epidemics
Right.
of viral nature and all that. We don't say not to do, but in the meantime, we stress upon that mask is not the main answer. The main answer is to be hygienic with regard to transmission of disinfection.
And how effective are these hand cleaners?
That is the best.
That's the best.
Yeah, that because generally, through your hand, you don't touch your, nose, eyes, the mouth. You have to conscious about that, because from your own hand, you could transmit. So if the virus is here, with somebody else, you have conversation, and that can happen. So washing hands with soap and water is a remedy for many things, as you know.
Right.
It's not a new thing. It's let's do that.
What did they say? Cleanliness is next to godliness, is it? So that's true then.
Yeah.
You need to be
Yes.
very clean
Yes.
and be aware of that.
Yes.
And don't send out around horrible videos that you are not sure if it's true or false, because then the people start panicking.
Correct.
And when they panic, Dr. Anil's telephone will ring again and again. You must have a pretty good battery on there, because your phone's always busy. And what is your message? Is the message, look, don't panic, we've got it under control.
Yes.
And we know what we're doing. We've got it all the main hospitals. You've given us a list of it.
And then we are working round the clock.
Yes.
So therefore, people need not to get panic. We are there to monitor the situation on daily basis.
And when these 484 additional students, Sri Lankan students, come back from China, will they be? Can they just go home straight from the airport? Is there
It's
anything
like
special?
This, if they come from Wuhan,
Yeah.
I think they are still not able to come out of Wuhan.
Wuhan,
right?
okay.
So then we may have to keep them for some 10 to 14 days, just to see whether they are infected.
Right.
Yeah. So then
A check.
release them.
Dr. Anil Jayasinghe, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you actually on behalf of everybody, including everyone at Team News First and our group. Thank you for your invaluable input into a section of society, a service of society that is ever so needed and actually very much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Certainly appreciated by the people. Thank you. And that's the way it was on Newsline Live this wonderful morning. Take care, have a safe day, and of course, God bless.